Today on the Matt Walsh Show, children's hospitals around the country are butchering, mutilating, and sterilizing their young patients. So according to Boston Children's Hospital, literally every toddler who has ever been born or will ever be born is trans. Now, if it seems like they're casting the widest imaginable net in order to catch the most children they can and put them all on a path to sterilization and butchery before they can even talk, well, that's because that's exactly what these monsters are doing. And they've done it up until this moment without much resistance from the public. But that has to end. We have to stop making it so easy on them. And that's why I'm in the very early stages of trying to organize a national coordinated effort to fight back against this evil. You know, it's really just a matter of where do we begin? Maybe we begin at Boston Children's Hospital.
Oh, did you hear all that was said there? Matt Walsh says he's tired of these monsters that are coming for your kids that have basically said, based off of apps nothing, that people have actually said that they deem every child that's born transgender no matter what. And in fact, we're gonna come and mutilate and butcher up your children and you're gonna be left there crying in the hallways. And in fact, no one has pushed back at all on these lies that he's telling, first of all, and done anything about it. We have to stop making it so easy on these people. So one thing you do when you're looking to kill is make sure you detach that person or whoever it is you're looking to kill from humanity so that you can do it a little bit easier. And that was a nice setup there by Matt Walsh to do so. CNN fact checked some of these allegations he had, just in case you guys were wondering if what he's saying is not a complete lie. They looked into it.
Boston Children's Hospital says its staff is being threatened and harassed now after far-right activists on social media posted misinformation, claiming they perform gender-affirming hysterectomy procedures on young girls. The hospital says it's not true. They do not perform those procedures for anyone under the age of 18. Boston Children's Hospital says it is proud, though, to be home to the first pediatric and adolescent transgender health program in the United States. The hospital, though, now is working with law enforcement to try to better protect its staff in the face of these lies.
That's a damn shame because the public relations office of Boston Children's Hospital sent an email to employees with guidance on how to respond to harassment and threats earlier this week, citing a quote, increase of threatening and aggressive phone calls and emails sent to the hospital commenting on treatment of transgender patients. The email was confirmed by NBC News by a current employee. So now they're getting these threatening voicemails, emails. Who knows, maybe people might start showing up at the door because not enough has been done, according to Matt Walsh, to do something about these monsters based off of my lie. This stuff started a few weeks ago because it wasn't just him. Boston Children's Hospital first became the target of activists in recent weeks when well-followed social media accounts such as Libs of TikTok, which has often promoted groomer discourse that falsely linked LGBTQ teachers and parents to pedophilia, began to make a variety of false claims. Of course they did. One allegation said that the hospital offered gender-affirming hysterectomies to children under 18 years old. Nevertheless, the post demonizing Boston Children's Hospital quickly spread through the far-right media ecosystem, promoted by right-wing media personalities, including, of course, Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire and conservative websites like the Post Millennial and the Daily Caller. So we've gotten to this point, Ben. Hospitals doing normally what they would do. Somebody decides to catch wind of it and maybe they're bored, maybe they're looking for some clicks, but they decide to lie about it and say, you gotta come for these folks. Because you can't just say, I'm disturbed by what I've heard. Maybe we should look into it and determine if this is happening. Let's just say things and then say, go and attack. I think we've crossed the line of people saying, who knew it could have happened, to this is what we want to see happening. It's blatant and it's direct now.
Yeah, it is. And not that we're surprised anymore, but I still am surprised when I see this because it's just more and more boldness that these alt-right figures go out and speak as though they've concluded some thorough investigation, some lengthy years-long investigation into practices that literally don't even exist in any respect, not even in random cases, not even once. The hospital does not perform any, never has performed procedures on people under 18 to switch their gender or change their genitals in any way, and to go on and confidently look into the camera and say, apparently they're saying every single baby born is a trans baby and they're immediately putting them on a path towards flipping their gender. It's just not only 100% a lie, but it is so dangerous. It's so egregious. And you're just such a horrible monster of a human being to go on and endanger the lives and the reputations thrown out the window of people that are just healthcare providers trying to make sure that people have an easier time in life, can be taken care of when they have medical needs, and throw them under the bus so that you can get more clicks on your video, on your show. You are the devil. You're a horrible, evil human being, and there is no excuse for it. And that's all I can say. It's just very sad.
And you know what? Let's go to graphic 5, you guys, because I'm glad you point out, because this is the pro-life party. This is what they're telling their minions to do. These far-right extremists are threatening to, quote, execute doctors at a children's hospital. This again is from the libs of TikTok pushing of this. I think maybe that was catching wind, and Matt Walsh said, I'd like to ride that train of lies. That works for me too.
When you are completely hypocritical, moralist human being, of course, everything you say ends up being exactly the opposite of what you proclaim to say, and their actions never match. The pro-life party suggesting executing doctors, the party that's all about freedom, suggesting that if your freedom doesn't match their freedom, your freedom should be taken away. And in every respect, at every turn, they just are complete hypocrites because they don't stand for anything other than trying to burn down the system. And that needs to stop. There needs to be a way found out to be able to restrict people that are just trying to burn down our country with their words.
It's sad. It's their outlook on life is to destroy things.